once again, everyone. This is StoryHive on location in Nanaimo with Beats, Eats, and
SchMOARRRS. Sheesh.
I am your host, Kazi.
Sheesh.
We broadcasting live from the unceded ancestral lands of the Nanaimo First Nations. Shout outs to the original stewards, protectors of these lands and these waters.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I broke
Yo.
my marshmallow already.
We haven't even made them yet.
We haven't even made them yet. I would like to introduce my very special guest on the hot seat, aka his own couch. This is the one and only Romy Sanchez.
Oi, what's up, Pam? How
Romy
you doing?
Sanchez is a hip-hop dancer based here in Nanaimo, originally from Vancouver, who's been dancing and training since he was a young kid, which that's how I met him. Known for his dynamic freestyle, versatility, and infectious energy, Romy has won battles across Canada, including Red Bull Dancer Style, and represented on global stages like NBC's World of Dance Season 3 with his crew Minibots, and at the Red Bull Dancer Style International Finals in 2024 last year. He also judged events like the World of Dance Summit and earned medals at Hip Hop International with Queen Bees. Romy's style fuses foundational street dance and show-stopping performance grounded in musicality, charisma, and community spirit.
Stop.
Who wrote that bio for you, bruv?
You know what? It was a whole lot of me and my mom.
Yeah?
Yeah, she actually clutched up. I was like, you know what's crazy? The first bio, like the amount of time it actually took me to write it was like 3 hours because I was sat there like I had no clue what to do. And it was probably the worst bio you'll ever hear.
You didn't even try to Google like what goes in an artist's bio?
Well, like I was like, you know, I'm an intelligent guy. And I was like, I'm just gonna divide and conquer, and it didn't divide and conquer. And wow, I really wish I did search up what I was doing.
It was last week that we were here, and we were trying to conceptualize like, what are we gonna do on the show? Like, we could cook, we could go shopping, we could go thrifting, and then we were just sitting out here by the fire, and we're like, what if we made SchMOARRRS? So here we are. I've already messed up mine.
Low-key, me too. Mine's a bit toasty.
Okay.
Facts.
Well, here is the graham cracker. Here is the chocolate.
Hey.
Oh my gosh. Genius.
I feel like I'm gonna drop this. This is like.
Don't, because your dad
I'm
and mom
cooking
are
the
gonna be
marshmallows.
upset.
Oh.
Okay, Romy.
Yes.
I feel like now I can concentrate on both. Let's start with your dance journey.
Yes.
How did you begin? How did you become introduced to street dance?
I started. Actually, I'm gonna try to buy this more first. Really good.
Cheers.
Well, first, the person that like, got me into it was my brother, because he did a lot of dancing while I was growing up when I was like baby.
Shout out to Gabe.
Yeah, shout out Gabe, Gabriel Sanchez, Hades type. But my mom signed me up with him. We went to Street Kings first, and I think it was auditions for a crew. It was like a mini crew for like little ones. So I started doing that, and then I think when I started getting into freestyling, like the main thing I do now, is when Natasha came to Street Kings once, and
Shout
she
out
taught
to
a class.
Tasha.
Yeah, Tasha, love Tasha so much. One of my like mentors, my main mentors. Yeah, but she came in, taught us freestyle, and I just fell in love with it. I just couldn't stop. I couldn't get enough of it. It was like a way I could free myself.
When you were that young, because, you know, choreography is so different, like, how was it that freestyle spoke to you?
I feel like I love doing choreography, but I like doing my own thing. I like being like my own personality. So with like freestyling, I was able to perform my own way and be myself while doing the thing I love. You know what I mean? So yeah, freestyling is just, can't get enough of it. It's the best.
Yeah. So then what did you get to train in during that time, and like of all of the different things, like what really spoke to you?
I think the nice part is my mom was very invested in her dance too. So the classes I was signed up for like multiple types of dance. So I was doing like whacking, crump, hip hop, popping, like all of it. And then I think the main ones I settled down with was, actually really the only main one was hip hop, because I found hip hop just stuck to me the best, and I felt the most comfortable in my body, you know what I mean? Like, I felt more natural for me than like all the other styles. I love hip hop music. It's what I mainly grew up listening to. Like, even when I was a kid, I was like bumping Ice Cube with my mom, that Tupac with my dad. It was awesome. So I was always surrounded by hip hop, I'd say.
So Romy is a recent graduate,
Hmm.
just graduated high school. Tell everybody how you messed up your graduation photo.
So like when you walk across the stage, you're supposed to take a photo.
Yeah,
But for some
no
reason,
kidding.
when I went across the stage, I completely blanked and just like kept walking. But Bryce, shout out Bryce,
Yeah.
he did get one photo of me. It was me sticking my tongue out at the camera. My mom wasn't happy with me. She
was like, I've waited 17 years for this moment of a photo.
yeah, but I feel like that's like just me in general. That's a very Romy photo.
Well, yeah, you know, homeboy just like performs on world stages, like doesn't get nervous, and then all of a sudden he's just like walking up to accept a diploma and just.
Well, I don't know. I just feel like that was so much scary. I've never been in a room with like that many like adults and like teachers, and it was like, oh.
Do you get nervous like when you perform? Before performing or during?
It's kind of weird. I'll definitely have nerves before a battle.
Yeah.
But then as the night goes on and I keep battling, I'll
Yeah.
get more in my zone and I'll get more comfortable, and then it kind of just goes away. Like the anxiety of like, will I beat this guy? And blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, the main thing I'm really thinking about is just having fun. Like I'm not too worried about like winning the battle. I'm not worried about like if I get smoked, stuff like that. I'm just more there for like the exchange. You know what I mean?
Do you think you like battling more or performing more?
I'd say battling. Just because of that exchange with the other person. It just feels like it gets the adrenaline going. It gets like, that's when I'm most in my zone for dance, I'd say. Is when there's another person across from me and I'm battling them. Because it's like, that's what I grew up doing. That's like normal to me at this point. So yeah, I definitely have to say battling over performing.
Your most memorable exchange or battle?
Whew, that's a big one. When I was younger, it was me versus Sam from the Floridians. And that was the first time I won a battle.
Where was that?
That was here, actually, in Nanaimo. It was for Nanaimo Battle Zone. That was a crazy exchange, because I had never made it that far in a battle before. So being able to make it that far was just like, it was a big moment for me, and like, it showed me that like training was really paying off. And that I could actually do good in dance and go far.
What do you think you learn from when you lose a battle?
I think the main thing I learned from a battle is like, it's hard to explain because you kind of just improve by yourself in a way. Like you assess the situation, you realize why you lost. Say maybe I was using my right arm too much. I'll train my left arm more next time I'm training. And then I'll also involve both arm training. So I think it's just like nitpicking yourself, because you're the only person that understands yourself the best. So you're going to know like, oh, I know I can improve on this, this, and this. And another good way to improve is like getting other people to look at your rounds too. So like getting a second opinion, because sometimes your opinion isn't always correct.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I've been like, oh, I know I should have won, blah, blah, blah. And then someone was like, okay, this is the reason why I lost. I was like, oh, I understand it now. So it's just really just looking back and understanding what you did wrong and then learning from it and training with it. Yeah, and I think that's actually how like I got to where I was, because I would lose many battles, and I would just take what I lost, or try and figure out what I was doing wrong and just improve from it.
So you got to rep Canada on global stages like World of Dance and Red Bull. What has traveling taught you about dance and about yourself?
I feel like traveling, especially like going to different countries, that really opened my mind for dancing. Like, I think the biggest one was Amsterdam, going to Summer Dance Forever, because that's the first time I had been to like an international battle at that level. And going into it, I went into it like I was going into like say like a regular old battle. I was like, oh, I'm ready for this. But then as soon as I stepped into my prelim round, oh my gosh, everything went and I was just, I sold. I was nervous. I had never been that nervous going into a dance battle before.
Really?
And
What
the
do you think that it was? Like just being in a new environment and
I think so. It was like a new, and there was also a whole nother level of like hip hop there. There's
Yeah.
like Jimmy, there was like Rubik's, everyone there was on another level. Majid. So seeing those names and then going in, I think it got to my head. I was like, even if I make it through, what am I going to do against them?
Right.
And if there's a chance I make it through, because there's so many people that enter that battle. So many. Like, the lineup went all the way outside. It was
Yeah.
crazy. But, yeah, I've never been that nervous before for a battle.
How did you then, like, get yourself prepared to then, you know, step to the freaking challenge?
I think it was like, it was me thinking like, okay, I flew all this way. Might as well battle. Also, I was thinking like, it's not like I'm getting chased from a bear. I'm just dancing. I'm just going in the middle of a stage and dancing. Even with that thought, it still felt like a bear was chasing me. Oh my gosh.
That's
Yeah.
so funny. It's like, I'm going to tell myself right now that this could be a life and death situation, and it's not, so it's fine. You're
Exactly.
okay.
Worst thing that could happen, I could fall and embarrass myself. But even that's not bad. I've embarrassed myself so many times dancing.
Most embarrassing moment, dancing.
Okay, this one haunts me. And you know what's funny? I actually get like, you know Naruto, how there's flashbacks? I always get flashbacks to this one moment. I'm like, oh,
And you
why
hate
did I
thinking
do
about that.
this?
Oh my gosh, tell me.
Actually, you might have been there. Have you ever went to Summer Knockout?
No, who does that battle?
Okay, I think it was A3 District, like Roberta and Jay
Okay,
that
okay.
ran it. And they had this like battle that they did. And it was more of like a choreo comp. There was a battle and you'd go up on the stage and it was either you win a bag of candy or you lose. And you get paired up with another person.
Yeah.
And I think the song was like Designer by Panda.
Okay.
And you know that like part where it's like a long build up? Okay, well there's like a 30-second build up. I don't know why I thought it was cool, but I'd seen someone do like a dab with their legs.
Yeah.
They like crossed it. I didn't know there was a build up. So I like sat on the stage the whole build up. Everyone was like, what is this kid
What is he
doing? He's just
doing?
sitting there.
Yeah.
And as soon as the beat dropped, I went, dabbed, got up. That was it. And then this
Your
other
round
kid-
was over.
Yeah, that was it. And then like after I did, I was like, what the hell did I just do? that was not swaggy. That was not tough. Yeah, and then this other kid smoked me. Shout out to him.
Well, could it be argued that that was not the right part of the song to put into a battle? Or was it? I mean, I can't know
guess.
because I'm not there. But if you're telling me that most of the song was a build-up and not the actual meat of the song, it makes me wonder. Who do you or what do you draw inspiration from in like for your movement, for freestyling, for yeah.
I think main person for like my style, I feel like mine's a lot like Natasha's because that was like the main hip hop teacher I grew up. But then for like my battling and like my battle mindset, it came a lot from AJ because those two I trained a lot with because I did Higher Ground and then I did Giga. So those both and then combining them kind of made me like the dancer I was. But for like people that I watch online, I'd say like I really like Jimmy Udot's dancing. He's really dope. I like D-Jungle. D-Jungle's a really dope dancer. Majid's really dope. Diablo. Like all the big names pretty much.
What do you see in them that like I guess you want to embody or emulate?
I feel like they're able to enter the flow state when they dance really easy, which is very hard to do. I can't do it most of the time. But I feel like that's the most powerful weapon in dancing, honestly, is really getting into the flow state because once you're in it, that's when like you're the best. You're unbeatable. There's no one that can top you because that's like top of your game. So I think I'm trying to learn how to like really unlock mine. So when I do battle, I can just switch into it.
When you are entering battles, like what is going through your mind?
I think when I enter battles, I talk a lot in my head.
Yeah.
So I'm always like tripping myself up and then psyching myself out. But say if it's like a good day, I'll try and like talk myself throughout my movements.
Yeah.
In a way.
Like you have some things planned that you.
Like I'll take concepts. Like one of them, like the main one I do for footwork is the D-pad, which is just forward, backwards, side, and side. But like flipping it by like maybe turning it around, switching the feet up, stuff like that. Incorporating like different levels, different timing, just like kind of drawing like concepts all around and like smushing them together.
Wow, to do that plus enter a flow state, like how, you know?
I don't know how they do it. It's hard to do. I'd say it's very hard.
Yeah, I guess it requires really like letting go to the music, to submitting to the music, and somehow like tuning everyone else out, including your own brain.
Totally.
Especially if your brain is going off.
Yeah, and it's hard too, because then you got the whole crowd around you too. They're screaming, they're yelling. So it's like hard to kind of just like think to yourself, because you got to battle your opponent while pleasing the crowd, while pleasing the judges, which is like a lot already. But on top of that, you got to do concepts, you got to battle, you got to make sure you don't trip up, you got to not fall, can't embarrass yourself. So it's like, it's a lot when you're in the moment, for sure. So I think just taking like deep breaths really helps too. Yeah.
What was going through your mind, I guess, when you got to have that opportunity, but on like an international stage, like Red Bull Dancer style?
That was scary. I think actually cool part was during Red Bull, I was kind of able to tap into the flow state, because like I felt like I was on a roll. I felt like not unstoppable, but I felt really good about myself. I felt like, okay, I have a really good chance here. So being able to have that mentality and perform on a world stage, or not world stage, international stage, was really cool, because I had never been able to do that before, or had an opportunity like that before. And shout out Arthur, thank you so much for letting me into the Red Bull battle. That was awesome. When I got to finals though, I think I was starting to get into my head, because we had done so many rounds. I was pretty tired. I was like, oh, I want to go to bed, because there was also the time difference, and I had the flight the next day.
He was in India, by the way.
Oh, India was freaking, tiring.
Yeah.
Time difference, unlike any other. I was freaking dying. Jet lag was insane.
Yeah.
I think India actually that's the farthest I actually have ever traveled, and like the biggest time difference I had been in. So to be there, and also the weather was insane there.
Hot.
Super humid, super hot. Like I found it kind of hard to breathe, because I'd never been in like that type of environment before. But it was really cool. I enjoyed India a lot. Just like the culture side, the food was amazing. Stomach, low-key dying a bit, because it was a lot of spicy food.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but and also in the morning they had this like pastry bar, but they were like some of the best pastries I had in my whole life. I was just like, I take like 10 of them and just.
He's on a Phil Wizard diet.
I was very much on a Phil Wizard diet. I felt like him too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, of course. You're like,
cool.
Here I am following your footsteps.
Yeah, I was like, okay, maybe if I like think the Phil Wizard mentality, I could get far. But unfortunately, I did get knocked out first round. Shout out to SchMOARRRS. He's a really dope opponent. Very good dancer. Wish I could have made it farther, but I think it was just like the level was very high. Yeah. And I got in my head. I was pretty tired too, but I got smoked. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Now that you're done high school, like what is it next? Are you dreaming of going all in dance? Are there other creative paths calling you?
I think it's kind of hard for me to put something out there unless I actually go do it.
Yeah.
But sometimes I get really lazy. Yeah. And I'm like, I'll think about it later. Yeah. But like the main ideas for right now is definitely pursuing dance. I think I'm going to take a gap year just to work a bit, save up money, because nothing comes free in life, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I wish it would, but not ever.
No.
So I think I'm just going to work a lot, save some money, and then do lots of traveling. I think I'm going to travel the world a bit, trying to experience like some new dancing, meet new people, try experience new battling, battling in different places. I definitely want to go to Japan. I feel like that would be really sick.
Yeah.
But I need to save up a lot because I'm going to spend all my money there.
On
like,
what?
All clothing, food,
Yeah.
clothing, more clothes. I don't know, just clothing. Lots. Jewelry, all that stuff.
Who inspires your style? How did you come to develop your own unique sense of style here?
I guess it's like, okay, I used to have terrible outfits when I was a kid, but like,
I don't think so. I think you had fun. Like, you would mix plaid with a different pattern, blue hair. Like, you look cool, dude. You had cool style. No, you weren't into that look? No.
I don't know. Okay, I'd say like when I was 7 to 13, it wasn't that bad.
This right here, Romy.
Oh my god.
It's Romy wearing stripes and plaid and orange socks and Air Maxes with a cool, translucent, iridescent colors and blue hair under a ball cap. What do we think?
I think we could have done better with like the patterns here, because it's like a punch in the face almost. It's a lot going on there. So I think a little bit.
Public disco is perfect. Okay.
You know what? That's very true.
For public disco, we say more is more.
Ooh, that's a good saying. I like that one.
More is more, baby. More is more. Yeah.
SchMOARRRS is s'more.
More is more.
Yo.
Yeah. Continue.
You
were telling me about how you developed your sense of style.
Yes. First person that really got me into like, okay, I'll start to dress better is my brother, because he used to dress really well. He had like nice outfits.
Used to? Doesn't anymore?
I mean, like, I'm joking. You're the best. You have better style game.
Yeah.
But he definitely was like my fashion inspiration, like when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
And then the person that taught me more how to dress now, like how I am now, is definitely Natasha. Because looking up to Natasha, I thought, I still think she is. She's the coolest person ever.
Yeah.
If you meet her or people that know her, she's got so much aura, bro. She's like
so much aura, bro.
Yeah, she's like aura. Every time I see her, I'm like, damn, how do you look that cool? It's not even fair. It makes me feel like, damn, I'm like unswaggy. I'm not cool.
You have time. It's developing.
I guess.
You've got it.
Yeah, but Natasha, it's not even fair. So she's definitely like my main fashion inspiration.
Oh, does she know that?
I think she does. I think I've told her before.
She's gonna love
Natasha,
that you said
I think
this
I've told you before.
She's gonna love that.
Always been and always will be.
Yeah, it was cool because when, because I'm always like in and out, right? Hybrid nomadic life. And over the years, I have like seen you come up to me at the battles and the events, and it's always like, hi. And every time you're like, you get taller and taller until now you're like taller than me. And over those years, I've also seen you develop your style more and more. Do you remember this photo?
I'm scared. You're going to expose me right now. You're going to pull up like...
Look, this photo.
Oh, yo.
It's a photo of Romy and I both wearing bucket hats and faux fur jackets. And we saw each other at the Diamonds in the Rough anniversary. It was the Valentine's Day one. And I was like, yo, Romy, let's trade jackets. And we traded jackets and we took this picture. And in this photo, you and I are still the same height.
Yeah.
How old were you here?
I had to be at least like 13.
Oh my god.
I was definitely 13 in that photo.
Dude. And
that's crazy.
That's like also me seeing and witnessing you evolve and develop your own style. And then now your style, I feel, is like so inspired by like a lot of like fashion trends that I had grown up with in high school, but like you made it more like getting into sewing and getting into your baggy pants era. That was
quite the era, because it was like my mom would get very mad at me because I'd always leave like scrap laying around. I'd leave like half sewn pants around the house. But I think getting into sewing was such a smart thing, because not only did it help me save money on clothes, it let me be creative and like make my own clothing. It made me feel like I was the one in control of like the fashion design, like how I'm going to execute it, like this and this and this. And yeah, I really love sewing. Still do. And yeah, I hope to like actually the biggest thing I really want to get into like sewing school and like fashion
Ooh.
school, because I think that'd be really dope. As like my goal is to be a dancer and then maybe own a fashion brand on the side, which would be
Ooh.
very cool. Because then I could use that fashion brand to like go around the world and I can still do my work. Because most of it would be online. And then yeah,
What
I,
got you into your baggy era is what
my
I'm
baggy era.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious about.
It was definitely like seeing more fashion online, because I'd be like, whoa, these guys are dressed really cool. Like the baggy pants, the hoodies. I was very basic. I'd rock the slim hoodie and baggy pants, and that was it. But I think like getting more into it, I was looking at people like Wisdom Kane, if you know him. His outfits are like
Is this a music artist?
like fashion model. He does
Okay.
like fashion on Instagram. You should really check him out.
Yeah.
His fashion's out of the world.
Yeah.
And then like other Instagram people, just seeing like a lot of Instagram, because it would always pop up on my For You page. Like I couldn't escape it. Same with my mom. She always used to dress me really well, and would be like, "Your pants are too tight. They look like they're going up your butt." And I'd be like, "Oh, okay, my bad." And then I'd wear baggier pants.
Yeah.
And also, I like the way baggy pants feel. I will never wear skinny
Yes.
pants.
When you dance too, it's like they kind of like are like extra wings. I don't know how to explain that. Wings on your
Yeah.
legs.
I feel like they also add more style to your dance. They make you look more steezy.
Okay, ready for some fun questions?
Yeah.
If you could train or collaborate with any artist or crew in the world, who would it be? Or
Could it be
crew?
a singer?
For sure.
Ooh. I feel like it would be Kendrick, but if I were to collaborate with him,
Yeah.
I don't know what the heck I would do in a music video with him. Because I'm just a chill guy, really, and
Yeah.
I don't really match that type of energy. So,
Yeah. So then why would you choose him?
cause bro, he's the goat, man.
Yeah.
I just gotta say, Kendrick over Drake.
Yeah.
Period.
It's
Put that-
on camera.
It's on camera. That's my opinion.
Lock it in.
That's what I'm thinking. I love Drake's music though. I will say that. He's got some bangers. He's got me through some hard times, bro. But yeah, Kendrick, that's more for like
Yeah.
I'm going to punch you. I don't know, or like working out, stuff like that.
Favorite jam song to freestyle to? You can-
Rapid. This is rapid fire. Oh
Yeah.
damn. You know what? Any type of Brazilian beat, as soon as I hear it, I'm like, oh my gosh, let me just bust a jig real quick.
Yeah.
Cause I don't know why. It gets me so hyped. Or
Yeah.
like any old school rap, like Ice Cube, Tupac, Eazy-E.
Yeah.
My dad loves Eazy-E.
Yeah.
Any like battle European beat, bro. Tele X, bro. Psh. I'll be like, as soon as Tele X plays, I'm just out there.
Yeah.
You'll like blink and I'm in the middle of the floor.
If your dance style was a superpower, what would it be called?
I think it would be called. It'd be called. Damn, bro. If my dance was a superpower,
Yeah.
the chill guy.
The chill guy.
Yeah, that's my superpower, bro. Trust me. And just like, because I feel like whenever I'm dancing, I just feel chill. I'm a chill guy. What can I say?
Who's on your dance Mount Rushmore?
The first one is, okay, it's this guy on TikTok, and
Yeah.
he's like a dancing pastor,
Yeah.
and he goes like, Jesus Christ! Jesus Christ! He would be right there. I'm not gonna lie, because every time I see that guy, bro, legendary.
Where did I see this?
I think we were talking about this last time.
Outside the American? No.
I
Was
think
it
we were
you that
talking
was
about
telling
it like
me
last
this?
time. We were like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, we were.
Oh my
We were
God.
talking about this last time.
Okay, so that guy.
That guy's on my Mount Rushmore, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Um,
That's so funny.
how many
Hilarious.
faces are on Mount Rushmore? It's
I think
4.
four.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's 1.
Yeah.
Second one, Natasha, because she's just the GOAT.
The goat. Yeah.
Third one, AJ, because the GOAT.
Also the goat. Dr. Goat,
This
soon to be
fourth
Dr.
one, this
Goat.
fourth one. Yaya.
Oh.
Yaya, I love Yaya. Yaya, I miss you.
That's actually an incredible Mount Rushmore with those 4 faces in that order.
That'd be kind of sick. And then there's just Jesus Christ. Yeah, love that guy, bro. I love him, bro. That's like my spirit animal. Animal.
Okay. The dancer who changed the game for me is.
I think, okay,
Yeah.
there's this rapper, right?
Yeah.
His name's Lil Uzi Vert. And he does this, like, shuffle. And I remember when I saw it, I was like, bro, what am I looking at? This is something that, like, not even, like, this is unexplored territories. I was like, whoa, let me sit down for a second and watch this, reassess this. And, like, you gotta see it. It's insane. I still can't do it. So to anyone that can do the Lil Uzi Vert shuffle, I salute you, bro, because that's
a move you still can't do.
a move I can't do. It's impressive. You gotta see it. It's actually, like,
Well,
I'll show you later. I'll show you
yeah,
later.
but like,
It's sick.
is there like a little? Can you do a little demo without fully getting up, or I don't know? How do you?
It's like, but he
Yeah.
does it really fast.
Okay.
But, like, the aura he's gaining from, like, each step is like one aura. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, like, every time he does it, I'm just like, I sit there. I just have to. It's like, you know, Mozart.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Sorry.
Like, that's literally it, bro. You know Vincent Van Gogh? Yeah, bro. That's literally what it is. That's Vincent Van Bro.
Oh my
Ooh.
gosh. If you could choreograph for any music video, it would be for.
Probably like Chief Keef.
Okay.
Yeah, Chief Keef would be tough, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Why? Why do you feel that way?
I feel like it would be like such a cool video, and then like it'd be super hype because
Yeah.
all of his music's very like hype.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be really dope.
Dream stage or event you want to be on,
Dream stage.
or event if that's like a
Event.
battle event.
I think it would be just for like international recognition
Yeah.
and like the one that would get like the most. I think it would be Red Bull finals,
Okay.
like the very finals.
For dancer style.
Yeah, because I feel like I think that's the one that gets like the most views and like you get the most exposure from that, I'd say. So I definitely want to be able to make it like further throughout the brackets and get to the finals, like the main day.
Do you feel like that is like the ultimate goal that you're hoping to achieve through dance? Because like, you know, everyone has a different goal within the art form, and they set that milestone for themselves, and they train and they train and train for whatever that moment is. What do you feel like that is for you?
I think the ultimate goal right now is to kind of just like, I guess, improve my own style and find out more about myself and like about my own style and really like deep dive into like exploring new ways to dance and like creating my own variation of like the art that we do, which is hip hop. Because I feel like as of lately I've kind of like lost my own like sauce or like my own style, which is like not necessarily like a bad thing, but I think it's just because I haven't like really been training as hard. But now that I'm getting back into it more and like school's over and I have all this free time, I have like so much time to like explore the variations that I can like come up with and like how many more groundworks I can do, how much more like upper work I can do, what can I do with my arms, different angles. So I think it's just like really just finding out more about myself and like exploring my own dance and coming up with my own art form.
To then eventually be on like an international stage, to
Exactly.
be recognized and witnessed and seen
To
in
be
that
like,
full expression.
Exactly, to be at like the same level as like Majid, Rachka, like all of them. To be able to compete at like freestyle session and get to like finals and stuff like that. To be like known around the world too. To have like really set my foot into like the dance scene with a mark, and people like will like somewhat remember me as like this great, or not great, or as this like this dancer that really like loved what he was doing and like the art that he made. Yeah.
Oh, Romy, I got hella sentimental just now hearing you give that answer, because like it's been such an honor, really, and privilege to witness you from being so young within the street dance community to you evolving into your own person, you know, and like and to see where you want to go and where you're headed. Like, I have no doubt in my mind that there's still so much more within your dance journey to explore and discover about yourself, especially as you're like becoming more independent to travel on your own.
Totally.
Like, so many people that I talk to, / even within my own travels, like that is how I've been exposed to so many more like realities and ways of being in life that then like inform the art that I want to create. It's like one of those things where you don't know what's possible until you've witnessed and seen it. You know, and I think that like I'm so stoked for you to go and continue to travel and have those experiences for yourself.
Oh, you're so kind. You're actually the nicest person ever. Oh my god.
You know, I actually literally have a beautiful Christmas card that you once wrote me.
I remember those.
Wishing you all the joys of the season. Thank you for letting, Leting, me perform at public disco. And you are one of the nicest people I know, and positive and smart. Love, 11-year-old Romy. High five. That was such a sweet Christmas card I received from you.
I wonder, okay, because like I sent that. I remember making those and I was like thinking of everyone, right?
Yeah.
I think I made like 12 cards.
Aww.
And I sent I wonder if like, yeah, you made the cut because you are an amazing person and one of the nicest people I have met.
And smart.
Exactly. One of the most intelligent people I've met too. Got me on my toes. What can I say?
Yes. Yo, shout out to everyone who tuned in on the live stream, everyone watching the repeat afterwards. This has been the one and only Romy Sanchez. Find him on Instagram because this kid no longer going to be a kid very soon and just going to take off. And we're so excited to continue seeing you dance and evolve, dude. Official Romy Sanchez upon the internet.
Thank you so much for having me too. This has been an amazing opportunity with the one and only Kazi the best. Thank you. Kazi me hodene.
And we forgot to introduce our little friend over here. This is Rosie.
Rosie, say hi.
So good. Okay, well, we might cook up some more s'mores and get high off sugar. It's going to be great. Yeah, y'all have been watching Beats, Eats, and
SchMOARRRS.